The British cycling team were useless for many years until one day they made one small change. From that point on, they won 5 Tour de France's in the next 6 years. In fact, they became the most successful team ever. But how did they do that? Well, what they learned is what you can do with your small business today. And it's all about small improvements. So today I'm going to show you a tool that could give you some marginal gains, some small improvements on your Google business, so that it starts to show up in Google Maps, it shows in Google search engine. In fact, the aim is to get it so that marginally those gains get it eventually to the point where it's #1 when people are searching for your type of business. And these small gains are just on Google reviews, on the description, on the keywords you use, on the areas that you progress your business into. And what's more, it's all monitored so you can see whether the changes are having a good effect or not over the following week. But you may be feeling at this point, yeah, but these are going to be small changes, they won't have any impact on my business. But you know, that was the thinking behind most of the other cycling teams that didn't win the Tour de France. The British cycling team even painted the inside of their cycle truck white, which helped them spot any bits of dust that could go unnoticed. And it's those bits of dust could degrade the performance of a finely tuned bike. So what they learned was massive success doesn't require massive action. They also learned a small improvement can make a huge difference. And also one of the other facts is that a 1% gain every day can give 37% gain by the end of the year. So how does this free tool work? Well, you simply put your business into it, it tells you how you're doing, it starts to give some recommendations as to how you can rank, and then you basically just work through the process. And each week it will monitor it, and each week it will feed back what you need. So I'm going to hop on now and show you how you can do this for a business just like yours. Okay, so you go to Surfer Local, and there you'll then find the chance for you to put your business in. So whatever your business in, you just type in here. I'm going to go for Gordon Ramsay, and let's just go for his burger. So Ramsay and his burger bar. So there you go, it's that one there. And if you were then thinking, well, let's kind of, say burgers in London, that would be a description that you want to be found under. So burgers in London, and you'd expect a well-known name to come up. Let's see then how that comes up. So you'll notice here it's finding out the position of that business. So it's saying it's number 42 if you did a search for burgers in London. But of course, these smaller ones are beating it too. So if I click on this here, you'll see that it then gives you some tasks to do as well. If you go into the tasks, and it will then start to show you other things you can do as well. So you can add that as a keyword. And of course, that isn't a keyword in the business name. So that would be something you could do. But ultimately what you want is you want all these to be top 20. So if we were, say, patty and bun, you can see how they've done. They've started to do well. Now the reason you've got these question marks is you're only getting a limited cut down version, but isn't that helpful to know? You can see pretty much how you're doing. I mean, that's the centre of London, and this is a small business, but they've got great photos and they're position #1, and you get an idea of the competition as well. So you can see it's quite a high competition for Gordon Ramsay because these other ones have got great photos, and this is the beauty of it, is if you get it right, you can still compete against the larger companies out there. So with this tool, there's lots of other things we mentioned, small gains as well. If I click on tasks, it'll just show me some tasks I need to do. So I've got some new tasks this week, and this is more the paid version, but again, it's such good value for money. It tells you that it wants me to add some photos. So if I click on this, so this is showing the photos I've currently got, and it's saying that adding photos will make you stand out more. And it's been proven that you'll get more visitors, more competition. Sorry, you'll get more visitors if you have photos being added regularly. So that's one way. And then when I've added some photos, I can mark that as complete. Enable free Google website. So if I haven't got the website enabled, I mean, I've got a business website already, but this shows you how you can get a free website. So you just follow the process here, and it will show you how that free website then can be integrated onto your business. So again, if you've done that, you can then complete that, or you can just put show me later. Maybe I don't want to see that again. Add additional categories to your profile. So it could be that at the moment I've got these as my main categories, and it's just suggesting these are other ones like marketing agency. Maybe I should put down for that, or maybe design agency. You can copy these to clipboard, you can add them on, you can have up to 10 secondary categories, so that might be something else to consider. Then once you've completed them, you can see what you've completed too. But there's so many more things you can do. I can click on position, I can see how I'm currently doing, where I could perhaps improve, I can see where my competition lies, see I'm coming on average of 4th in the Bournemouth area. That's for a search on UK web design. If I go for, say, web designers, again, I can see I'm coming up number 1 in this area, in the Bournemouth area. So again, you can just get an idea as to how to understand the grid. I can show keywords, I can hide keywords and so on. There's other things as well. Again, these are perhaps coming up every single week. So if I want to, I can go back and see how was I over the previous months, how campaigns work. So if I go back further and further, I probably will see that originally I wasn't doing as well, and I've gradually gained authority in this area. If it's orange, it means it's harder. If it's red, it means it's really difficult. Why is that difficult for me to get to? And why are these green and easier? It's all to do with the vicinity of where your business is actually placed. So the further out, the harder it gets, so you can bear that in mind. If I go to the statistics, there I can see how many messages I had, how much directions I've had, how many posts, things that are working, whether I've got pluses or minuses. I can see how I've done before and after, once I've got some visibility with Surfer Local, so that's helpful. How many hours have been spent and saved. And it's just, again, a really useful way of just making small gains here and there. I can respond to my reviews here. I can set up a place where they can then put reviews for me as well if I want to do that. If I open my poster, you'll see I can print this off with a scan code. I can make reply templates. So when someone does give a rating, I can then actually give a reply back, and that can be automated. If I want to be inspired as to how to write the next post, then I can schedule posts, I can publish them, I can see what's already gone, what's already been sent out. So again, I can set all my published posts up, ready to go. So I don't have to do that every single week. I can just have them ready to go. And finally, I've got guidelines here, and this is all the other bits. If you want to know how to write a good description and what keywords to use, if you want to know what categories you should be using, if you want a checklist as to all the things you should be doing and what is not completed, if you want to know about reviews, again, we've looked at that before, and the replies. What about citations? Have you got into all the other indexes? When it comes to images, are they at least on average what everyone else is doing? So that tells me I need at least 33 photos in my category. If I look at posts, I've got that too. So as you can see, those small improvements will have a huge difference. And that's the key to how the British cycling team worked. And that's the key to how your business is going to work going forward. And I've used this process now for several businesses, and we've seen great results. In fact, I used it on a previous business, which I showed how to do it, and also the results it produced, where within just a few weeks, they were getting so much business, they were turning business down. So if you want to see how that panned out and how I did that, then head over to this video now. You won't want to miss it because it's got a very interesting ending. I'll see you there.